Hi, I'm your host, Oraldo, for It's Tejano Time, and you're listening and watching Tejano Talk. As you can see, Nemo's not here. We're still trying to find Nemo. He was here last week, but he's not here again because he's got, I think his daughter's having his birthday and he's doing a rosary. And so I wish him well. But I'm excited to have our guest. But before we have our guest, I want you to make sure that you subscribe. Okay, sign up, subscribe, tell your all your friends, and make sure you hit the bell to get notified. And if you want to be on the show, if you're up and coming artist, please contact me at it's Time at gmail.com. Okay. And let's see. I want to introduce. Whoops. Okay, I want to introduce our guest, which. Okay, there we go. And with formerly the lead singer of Grupo Rodeo, uh, Roel Martinez.
How you doing, my man? You doing all right?
Yeah.
Saluditos. I want to send it out. Salud para Oraldo. You know, that's the first time I hear that name, man. Oraldo.
Well, you know what? I've only heard it one other time. It's my dad's
Oh,
name.
yeah.
Uh,
That's not a real common name, man. That's the first
yeah,
time I hear that Oraldo.
yeah. A lot of people say Orlando or
Yeah.
Geraldo like that, and I. That's why I go. It's Oraldo, and if
Call
you
me
can't
buddy.
say it, call me buddy. Exactly.
What's
Yeah,
up, buddy? Call me buddy, man. How you
yeah.
doing, buddy?
I'm good.
You doing all right?
Yes, I remember the first time I saw you was back in Fort Worth at Marine Park. I don't know. There's a little poster I have up behind me. I don't know if you could see it.
There you
Well,
go.
that's a Marine Park. I used to help put on the North Texas on the music festival, and you were there, and we had Little Joe performing on that one. But I think this is 96, 97, 98, sometime
Was
over
that
there.
with the Grupo Rodeo?
Yes, you were the group over there, and
Okay.
you know what? I'm going to show that footage a little bit late. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Do you
I
want to
would
see
like
the?
to.
Let's.
I would like to see that, man. Wow. Bringing
Okay.
back memories out there.
All right. Now, this footage is on It's Tejano Time. It's just a little bit of footage. Let me see if I've got it up here. Yeah. Okay. And I'm at Marine Park. And it's an interview between you and me, also. Okay. And
Wow.
so a little bit, it's a little dated, but we it's very short. Back in the day, the interviews were real quick and easy.
Well,
Like,
well, first of all, man, my name is Roel Martinez. So all the folks out there that are going to just join us on your podcast, I want to thank you, Heraldo, for having me, and it's a pleasure, and I always have time to do all these podcasts with different people that call me up and say, hey, man, you want to do a podcast? And I say, yeah, man, the more the merrier, man. So the more
yeah,
people we can get out there and expose our music. And I say our music because I don't I'm not only I talk about my music, but I talk in general. You know,
yeah.
all the
Did,
Tejano artists, man.
did I not say your name at the beginning?
Roel
Royal Martinez.
Roel Martinez, yes.
Okay. I was going. Wait a second. He's introducing himself. Did I not say his name?
Well, I
Okay.
mean, I usually do that all the time anyway.
Okay.
So,
All right. I
but yeah,
was.
I want to thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure to be here with you, man, and I hope you have a good time and probably get some more info out of me or whatever you wanna
All right.
whatever you wanna ask me, man. I'm here for you.
Yeah. Hey, if Nemo was here, he would try to get some cheese man out of you. And I go, man, we're trying to be Tejano positive, but who doesn't like some cheese man? Okay.
Man,
Go. Okay, I've got, and you and I were talking a bit before the show, but we don't have to bring that stuff
that's all
up
right.
again. All right, what happens before the show and after the show stays there like that, unless you want to bring it up. But okay, here it is, the footage from back in the early '90s, late '90s, I guess. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, Fort Texas. Are you having a good time out there, folks? We'll make some noise.
All right, welcome back to On Time, and I'm here with Rodeo for the Cinco de Mayo Festival at Marine Park. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Having a good time. Saluditos para toda la gente de aquí de Fort Worth, Dallas, Grand Prairie, Denton, Irvin, para toda la gente de aquí de los surrounding areas de aquí de Fort Worth, de parte del grupo Rodeo.
All right. And you guys just came off the stage, and you guys did a great job. And let's start with introducing everybody in the band. And you can start with yourself.
My name is Roel Martinez, new vocalist at Rodeo.
I'm Carlos Alvarez, and I play the accordion and keyboards. Ralph Saenz, guitar player.
Guillermo Rodriguez, bass player.
All right. And that's a group.
Right now is Joey Sanchez, who's
Okay,
out
where's
there
he
with the girls, I guess. Y también para Frank Villarreal, our keyboard player, who's taking care of business out there.
Okay. Now, why don't we take care of a little business and tell us what you've been up to lately?
Well, we just finished in our brand new CD entitled Sobreviviendo under Capital EMI. It came out April the 1st, so it's already on the market out there. We have our first single entitled Amor Apasionado, which is doing real good here in the area of Fort Worth and Dallas.
Yeah, that's I've heard it, and it's doing great. And could you also tell us what's in the future for you guys?
Well, we got a lot of plans for '97, especially our new CD that just came out. We plans going to Mexico, Florida, California, New Mexico, almost everywhere.
Okay.
But ahorita we're focusing first here on Texas, so we'll be here, I believe, on the next Sunday. I believe we'll be here at Fiesta Rodeo. So los quiero invitar a toda la gente de aquí de Fort Worth, para que vengan a escuchar the new sounds of the Grupo Rodeo.
Okay, great. Now, I hear who's one of your inspirations?
One of my inspirations was Ram Herrera.
Okay.
He's the one that influenced me in singing, so I owe it all to him.
All right. Now, why do you admire him so much?
I guess the first time I heard him sing, man. The first time I heard him, I fell in love with his voice. And first time he went to go play over there in Laredo, I went to go see him. And since then on, I mean, everywhere we play, and if Ram's playing, I mean, I'll go check him out, man.
All right. So why don't we check out Ram's new video?
Okay, there we go. a blast from the past like that.
Bam, man!
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
hear that mullet, man? I have to bring that mullet back. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Should get
hey, at least you got something up there right there.
Nah, I still got my hair, man. I
Yeah,
still got my hair.
you got your hair. I mean,
Oh
I
yeah.
still have my hair. I just shave it all off. You know,
Nah,
I had a
I
bad
still got my
haircut.
hair.
Yeah.
I like wearing hats. I like wearing caps and stuff like that. But I got all my hair. No te pelón.
Yeah. Well, I had a bad haircut one time, and then I said, I had a Marine. I had a flat top back in the day, and I actually went to a Marine barber shop and asked for a certain flat top, and they gave me a Marine flat top. And so you know how they are, tight here, tight
Yeah,
up here, and
exactly. Yeah.
And I said, "Good God," because I had like a little mullet, a little fade in the back, and they gave me that Marine. And I said, "God, I'm just gonna shave it off," and I looked in the mirror. I said, "Damn, buddy, you still look good." So
Yeah, there
I
you
never
go.
went back. I just said, "Forget it," like that.
Hey, that day, I remember that concert, man. Did
Oh, you did?
it was cold that day, right?
Yeah. Well, you saw my jacket on. Yeah.
Because I was super with fever, man, that day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had big time fever, man.
Okay.
We
Yeesh.
had just finished playing the night before in Midland,
Okay.
and then we had that gig in Fort Worth with Little Joe. I think it was Gary Hobbs as
Yeah.
well, but I think Gary Hobbs didn't play because it was supposedly too cold, and he didn't play. So I remember I was in the car, man, with chills and burning up, man, that day.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
hey, show
Well, you
must
know
go
what?
on.
I noticed all the other guys had jackets in there, and I noticed because I'm looking at it right here, and you only had that white shirt.
Exactly, because I was burning up.
Wow.
I remember that now.
Okay.
I remember that
And
day.
I still remember that day, but because okay, well, I remember that day. I'm not gonna say because I met you. It's because I met Little Joe.
Okay.
Like that. All right. And something I always remember and I always quote on there is that because he was telling me that he just came back from Japan. And I'm going, Japan? And I said, there's Tejanos in Japan? And he says, there's everywhere. And I was going,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. So I always
Well,
quote that from everybody.
well, you know what? Back in when Sobreviviendo came out,
Okay.
when we did that CD, our first CD. Well, my first CD was Grupo Rodeo under KMI. We went overseas to go play. We went
Yeah.
almost 3 months, and it was awesome, man. I mean, we played for our troops,
Right.
for the Navy, for the Army, for everybody, the Marines, everybody. We were in South Korea. We were in Guam. We were Kwajalein, the Marshall Islands.
Yeah.
So we did a 3 months tour up there with the DoD, man. So it was pretty awesome because we I remember we would be in the when we were in South Korea, we'd be like, man, look where we at, man. Like what the hell,
Yeah.
But it was crazy. But it was nice because we were playing for the troops,
Right.
and that's the first time that believe it or not, man, but we never think of our troops,
Right.
when they're overseas. I mean, wherever they're at, God bless her, they're what they do for us. But
You.
we never have the time and think about the guys when we got there. And I remember we were talking to a family up there. It's
Yeah.
and they told us, hey man, have you ever? Can I ask you a question? I go, yeah. Have you ever thought about the troops where we're? And they were like, sir, you know, never. And right now, it's an
You
eye
were
opening
honest
for
with
me.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because for real. I mean, we're over here having a good time, and those guys are up there. That's why they have, that's why they have entertainment for them, all year round.
Right.
Just to bring them something from the states. Just to keep their minds off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we had the honor to do that for them, man. And it was a pleasure for us to be up there. We met a lot of people, man. We met a lot of raza de aquí de Texas, from
Oh
San
yeah.
Antonio, from Laredo, from everywhere in Texas, California, and they
Texas
all
is a
love
big.
Tejano, man.
Yeah. Texas is a big recruiters for the military.
Yeah, man. So we had the pleasure of going for the DoD, man. And it was in '98 when we were up there for almost 3 months.
Oh wow. My dad did 22 years in the Navy, and I usually tell people I said I served 17 years under my dad.
Under your dad.
Yeah, because
Yeah, man. Because I mean, that's
military fathers they train their kids the same way.
exactly. I
Like
believe they do, man.
yeah,
And
I
like I
mean,
said, it was an awesome. It was.
oops.
Um,
There you
we
go.
got to meet a lot of people, man.
Yeah, that's cool. I remember. Are you there? Check check.
Yeah, it went off because.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay, I could hear you. All right.
Can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
I could hear you. Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you.
Okay. Well, maybe if you log, do you want to try logging
I
off
think
and
it
back?
happened again because I think my phone rang
Okay.
and it's linked to the thing. And do I need to log off or something?
Yeah. Go ahead and do
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
I'll put a music video on.
All right. Let's
Okay.
do that.
All
Sorry
right.
about that.
Hey, no worries. I will put a music. You know what? I have a music for everybody who's still here. I have a music video footage from FanFair, this past FanFair, that I'm going to show you where Roel performed. Okay. So while he's logging on back on, I'll show you
There
this.
you go.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Well, I just told everybody I was going to put some footage of you back from FanFair.
Okay. We
Okay.
can do that.
And I actually have two, but I'm not going to show because you shared a music video with me, and one of the pieces of footage that I have is Reito de Luz.
Rayito de luz.
Okay, but I'm not going to play because maybe I'll play the video later.
All
Okay,
right.
so this is
It's your
another
show. You run however you want it, man.
that's true. Okay, all right. So here we go. And this is from FanFair. Okay, here we go.
Para toda mi gente de Laredo que nos acompaña, a Laredo, ¿cómo dice? No quiero verte más, ya no me buscaré. esta vez no quiero verme más y más. Lo nuestro ya se acabó, ya todo se terminó. Esta vez te voy a decir que puedo vivir sin ti, no te necesito más. Esta vez no quiero verme más y más. Lo nuestro ya se acabó, ya todo se terminó.
One of the
All right.
biggest hits we had with Rodeo, man.
All right. Whoops, I accidentally said. All right. Well, let me give you a little applause there.
Thank you, man.
All right. You know what I just noticed?
What's up?
Okay. How you were moving.
Huh?
Because how you were moving. Like you look like you were okay because that was in March and February you had your gallbladder taken out.
2 weeks. Actually, that was my second week,
What?
something like that. When I had my emergency surgery
Right.
with my gallbladder, so I had to cancel the first week that I was supposed to be at the San Antonio rodeo.
Yeah.
I canceled that. The following week was FanFair,
Oh wow.
so I was like, man. And you know what? There's a song that we do called "Chaparra de Mi Amor," and I stay with the note, pretty long, sustain the note,
Yeah.
and I felt right on my stomach, and I feel like I was like, oh my
Oh, this is
god.
before you got the gallbladder out.
Yeah, it was after I got the gallbladder. I had 2 weeks that night.
Yeah. And it.
So when I had my surgery, so I was like, nah, I'm not gonna cancel this one. So I said, let's see how it goes, man. So
Oh, so you mean it ruptured again or something? You got your
no, no,
gall.
no. I just felt something in my stomach that like pulled
Yeah.
when I was sustaining my note. And I was like, man, I got scared. I was like, oh man, let's see. Hopefully, I'm
Oh
not
man.
bleeding through the inside or anything. But gracias a Dios,
Yeah.
everything
My
came out good.
yeah. I think about 10 years ago, my wife had her gallbladder taken out, and I had to take her. Actually wanted to keep the gallbladder. Do you ever see it? Do you see
Oh
the
no, I didn't
gallbladder?
see it.
Yeah, it's about that big, like that, and it looks like a little sack like
Hmm.
that. But I wanted to keep because I was raised to be a doctor. My brother's a doctor. My I got family that are cousins, aunts, uncles are doctors and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
so I wanted to. I took a picture of it so I could show my students, like if they were kind of curious about it. And but I thought I had gallstone, and I might have gotten
Gallstone?
like that. But again, it was a kidney stone. I've been telling people I've been passing kidney stones. Have you ever passed a kidney stone?
No,
Okay, I don't know how it is about a gallbladder, but kidney stones are very painful. But
man. Well, this one I've had it. That and they had told me that I had gallstones,
yeah,
but they were little, like they were small. And I
yeah.
said, well, okay. But then I would eat something that I'm not supposed to be eating, and man, it would. But this time around, I just couldn't hold it, man. I was like, I drew myself to. I was driving myself to the hospital because my wife, she had an appointment with her dad,
Yeah.
take him to the doctor. And it was like I woke up at 5 in the morning with a pain. I was like, oh man, I got my pain coming in.
Oh man.
And 6, 7, and yeah, I couldn't take it anymore. I said, you know what? I got dressed and I was driving myself to the hospital and saw an outpatient, ER emergency. I didn't make it to the hospital. I had to drive in there, man. I just got in there and told them what was going on and
Just in
they did
time.
a CT scan and everything. He goes, man, we already got you an ambulance. You need to go to the hospital. It's about to rupture.
Wow. You got lucky.
So
Or we all got lucky.
Yeah.
because that could have killed you.
Yeah. It was pretty bad, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was there, and they took me in the emergency to the ambulance, got to the hospital, and yeah, just do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that okay. That could have ended your career. Like you had the reason why you left Rodeo is because of acid reflux,
Yeah.
like that. And you were with Rodeo what 7, 8 years?
About 7, 8 years, yeah. About
Yeah,
almost 8 years.
yeah.
And
So
yeah, yeah. It's all hereditary because my mom has the same thing. So
all right, you know
you
what
know,
I guess my acid reflux is not. I mean, it's gonna affect you more because you that's your well. I'm a teacher. That's my business too, but I don't have to
yeah,
sing like that. But I have to lay up. I don't know if you do anything different, but I have pillows on my back, and I'm like, I don't sleep like this. I sleep like that. You
yeah,
too?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not
That.
anymore. Not anymore.
Okay.
But after my surgery, which didn't go that good either, because
Yeah.
when the doctor was doing my surgery for my lower and upper sphincter to fix it,
Yeah.
he ruptured my artery, man, which ruptured one of my arteries in my stomach.
Oh yeah, you had like 4 hours in operation.
Almost 6 hours.
Yeah, it should only take like less than an hour for
It
that.
was gonna take an hour and a half.
Wow, you could have died from that too. We're all
Yeah,
that you didn't, and then we have
yeah.
from you. But what I gonna say? I had I'm OCD and stuff like that. ADD, not OCD. I'm OCD, ADD like that. But okay. Now, when you were with Group before you were with Grupo Rodeo, you were signed with Manny, right? And
I
then
side with Manny. I
right,
was with Actually, I want to send that to Manny because I believe he was hospitalized and kind of sick. So I want to
oh yeah,
send prayers to Manny Guerra. Hopefully, he'll get a speedy recovery. And yeah, he was my first label that I signed to as an artist,
yeah,
which was a great experience, man. Because I mean, you talk about Manny Guerra. Manny Guerra had
oh yeah, icon,
everybody in the business when they started, man. La Mafia, Selena, Little
yeah,
Joe, everybody. I mean, you
right.
name any artist who didn't record with Manny
That's
Guerra back
true.
in the day.
Oh, that's true.
So
And
I can see myself that I was part of that, part of
yeah,
his artist,
legacy, yeah,
yeah, part of his legacy, and I learned a lot from that man. He's a pioneer, and his knowledge and about the music and how to look for songs
yeah,
and he had that great ear, man, for a great song.
yeah. He does. And you okay? I was a different question, but now I'm going to ask you another question. Is because you how do I say this? Okay, now you you have a do you have a process on how to pick great songs? Because
Man,
you
it's and you know what? It's not about just getting a song because I mean, man, I have
right,
a bunch of songwriters that give me songs. That they message me and hey, can I have people from Mexico, from Argentina, and different países, different countries
right,
that you not might believe, but now through Facebook and stuff like that, they hear my music, and I've had people that a lot of guys that sings that send me songs,
right.
and it's hard to pick a song, and I learned this from Melody. I learned this from Manny
Okay,
because Manny. I remember one time we were in the studio and he was looking for songs, I believe, for Shelly,
okay,
and he got a cassette. He put it on, and he was like, first four, six, 8 bars, boom, forward. And then he would go to the next one. And he would hear 8 bars at least. He would stop it, go to the next one. Then 8 bars, 12 bars, 16 bars. This is a hit right here.
okay. So, do you listen to the melody or the lyric?
Yeah. Well, it's the melody. The melody has to do a lot with it. Because
Right,
remember, the melody is the one that's going to stick in your head.
right,
That melody that when you hear it a little bit and then you finish doing the song, but you keep on singing that little melody, that little catchphrase, maybe the bridge but
right.
there's that part of the melody that always sticks to you, and you keep on singing it, and you say, "Oh man, got that song in my head, man.
Right.
And he and those are those are the good songs, man. You know, the melody.
Right. And
Then of course the lyrics and stuff, but the melody is the one that has to, you know,
yeah,
get
because
you, man.
lyrics can be fixed like
Yeah,
that. Like
yeah,
you got to have a nice hook, a nice melody to it,
exactly. But the
like that.
melody is yeah, it has to be just right.
Right, and it's got to fit your voice too.
Exactly,
Yeah. So,
exactly. And it's
uh,
hard, man. It's hard to pick some songs, man. Because I mean, I don't do it because I like it or I like the song. Because I grew up as a Tejano fan,
right,
so I got to put myself in their shoes as a Tejano fan, like I was before.
right.
Because I want to hear a song that's gonna be punchy and it's gonna make me wanna stand
Dance.
up and dance.
Okay.
And that's where I look for. That's where I look for.
Yeah, and you have a lot of great songs that are like that. And okay, now we were talking about Manny, and then there was a transition between uh, Manny Records and you going with Grupo de Del, where Arista Records was looking for you,
Yes,
right?
actually,
And,
it was that time when Rodeo had called me.
yeah,
Arista Records came down to Laredo. I can't remember their names, but I remember the only two artists they had was La Diferencia and Joel Nava.
Nava. Yeah, I
Those were the
remember
only
that.
two artists that they had, and they were looking for another. They were looking for another artist.
Right,
So I don't know how they got my name, but they had called me, and I said, you know what, we want to go down to Laredo. Can you guys set up somewhere and play for us a couple of songs?
right,
I said, yeah, of course. So during that time, I was already talking to Rodeo at the same time.
right,
So I was like, man, what should I do? And I remember when we performed for the guys and from Arista, and we played like maybe 3-4 songs, and the guy goes, "That's it, man. You don't have to play no more." And I'm like, "Oh, I guess he didn't like it."
right,
But the guy goes, here's my number. Call me on Monday. I need to talk to you and stuff like that." And I said, "Okay." And that was it. They left. They left back to Austin. Called them up on Monday, and I said, "Man, well, we really like the way you sing, but we only want you. We
yeah.
don't need the
That
band.
was hard.
We didn't need the band. We just need you." And I was like, "Well, that's my band. That's my band members." And he
Right,
goes, "Well, you got to pick. You got to do what you want to do for you, or and, you know." And I said, "Well, we'll keep in touch." And then he goes, and I said, "No, that's fine, or whatever." I decided to, whatever they want to get. I mean, I had
right,
an opportunity to go with Arista.
right,
So then I was going with Panchito from Rodeo at the same time, and I told him, you know what, this is what's going on. Arista came up down to Laredo. They're interested in me, and so I guess I'm gonna have to wait to see what happens. If
right,
not, I'll join you guys. So then what happened is that Arista, when they had their Tejano part, they were getting most of their budget from the countryside because I mean Arista was a big,
right.
country label, and unfortunately they didn't approve their third artist,
Yeah,
but they called me and they said, you know what, they didn't approve for the budget for the next artist that we want to get, but as soon as we get the budget, we're gonna sign you. We want you.
right. But they
And I
didn't
said,
have the
well,
budget for you.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know
So
what?
then, so then I said, I called Frank. And I said, this is what happened. Let's go, man. Let's get it
You know
going.
what? Yeah, I was gonna say you might have dodged a bullet because you had a great time with Grupo Rodeo. Because I know these artists that sometimes get signed with a record label, and then they get tabled or
Yeah,
shelled. That's what they get. Like Rebecca Valdez, she was signing a contract, and they just shelved her. So that's why her career never blew up as much. But so you might have been if they sign you if you did go there and say okay I'll
yeah.
just wait for the money, you could have been shelved, and then
Yeah, I
that
mean,
would
it's
that would have
it's
been
it's
sad.
it's the risk that you had to take back then. It's
Yeah.
not like nowadays, that everybody's got their own label and they
Right.
do everything on themselves. You don't have to go through label and saying this is what you're going to record
Right.
and this is what you're going to do, and then You know how it is. I mean,
Oh yeah,
these labels made a lot of money off of us.
they did. Yeah. Okay. Now the question I was starting to get at is David Lee Garza was looking for a singer right after Emilio, right?
Right after Emilio.
Now, was this
Excuse me,
okay?
I gotta sneeze real quick.
Okay, go for it. All right. Bless you. Okay. All right. Hopefully
All right, I'm
you're
back.
good.
Sorry
Okay,
about that.
that's okay. So, was this right after Emilio left, or is this
Right
like
after, right after I left, I was living in San Antonio,
right?
and I think Mr. Lattis, Shelly's dad, recommended.
That's
You
right.
know,
You were with Shelly Lattis
yes,
for a year or
at
two,
that time
right?
I was with Shelly Lattis, and that's how I got signed with Manny Guerra as well.
Okay.
But yeah, Mr. Lattis, I believe he had recommended my name to David Lee. He came over the house, and I said, "Well, can you go and audition this Tuesday?" And I said, "Well, I'm in I'm in school at that. Oh, you're still in high school? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to interfere in your schoolwork and all that stuff." So yeah,
Okay. Oh,
I don't know. I mean, I had a couple of opportunities to go there too.
okay. So this is way before Grupo Rodeo.
Oh yeah, that was way
Okay.
before.
I thought it was like a transition like that right
No, no,
there.
no,
Okay. Yeah, because
no.
I do a lot of research and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my co-host calls me a stalker or like that because I do.
Well,
Just
that's
like
what
that.
you got to do when you're gonna,
Yeah,
host somebody. You got to get
exactly.
some background and get some cheese out of him or something.
Well, that's what his job is to get some cheese with and get you to sing on the show and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I'm the guy that asks the questions. I try not to ask the same questions all the time, but I was always wondering what that timeline was about.
Yeah, it was
So,
back in the 87, 88, more or
okay,
less. That's
and
when
so
Emilio, I think, when
all right,
Emilio
so
got
they got
out from.
Oscar G out instead of you because you couldn't do it.
Um, I believe so.
Yeah, I
I
think it
believe it
was.
was Oscar G.
I think they had Ram, Emilio, then Oscar G, then Jay.
Oscar G, and then Jay.
Yeah, and then Marco Orozco. I got introduced to David Lee Garza with Marco Orozco, like
Okay.
that. And so all the video. Well, back in the '90s, I had a ton of music video show, and I had, you just saw a little bit. I used to show a little clip of them perform, like 30 seconds of performance, and then I do like a 30-second to a minute interview. It's real cut. Is like what do you call that? It's very cookie cutter. Like
Uh
it
huh.
was in and out, in and
In
out,
and
in and
out.
out, like that. The interview's a lot easier back then, so that's why I got to do. I'd ask them pretty much about their music. Oh, and I want to definitely ask you about your music in
Yeah.
a little bit. But there was another story. Oh, by the way, you were going to be in the DFW on June 13th, I think you said,
I'll be the DF over there area, Dallas Fort Worth area,
in New
June the
West.
13th, New West.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
June 13th.
right, and I think you also said David Lee's going to be performing, maybe.
That's what they mentioned David Lee Garza.
Okay.
I know I'm going to be there
All
June
right.
13th. So
All right. All right.
who
Hey,
am I going to be with? I don't know.
would you ever consider, like, if Cesar was gone, or if he decided to go, David Lee's the godfather of Tejano music. He just propels new artists out there all the time and stuff like that. So if Cesar was gone and, David gave you a call and said, hey, you interested in being the lead singer for David Lee Garza?
I
Would
don't
you?
know, man.
No?
I don't know. I'm pretty good where I'm at right now.
Okay. All right.
You
Just
know,
just wondering. You know.
yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm making myself my name out there. So
Yeah. I mean, you don't need the name. You've got the name, so he doesn't need to propel you. But probably growing up, David Lee was like the
oh yeah, I mean
ultimate goal.
that was my all time favorite band, man. You
So,
know,
well, have you ever sang with him? Like
no, actually, I've never never sung
with him
sang with
playing?
them ever.
Wow.
But yeah, it'll be awesome, man. It'll be awesome. That
Yeah.
was that always my all time favorite band.
Yeah.
David Lee Garza.
Oh, you're not
Yeah.
alone. He's like I said, the Godfather, legendary. Now, uh, I was gonna say, in the interview that I showed, the Ram was one of your
Hmm.
inspirations, and Emilio you had experience with a friendship with Emilio back in the
Oh
day.
yeah, back in the
And
day, when I had my band before Rodeo,
mm,
that's when Panchito Villarreal, the one who started Rodeo,
uh-huh,
he used to play with Emilio. There was Emilio's producer. He was a keyboard player, sax player,
right,
produced. I believe there two of the three first albums of Emilio. So all the greatest hits that Emilio had in the first, that's Panchito.
Panchito. Okay,
So I met Emilio here in Laredo, you know, and I had met him before when he was with David Ligas, and but that was a I was a fan
right.
back then, you know. So he,
We all were.
yeah. So yeah, we had a chance to open up for Emilio here in Laredo for a dance, and I used to play in a club here.
Uh huh.
So we opened up, and then we played at the club
Yeah.
after that, and we invited Emilio to go up to the club, and he said, yeah, well, where's it at? And when we finish, we'll see. So he got to the club with the band, and Johnny Casillas was his manager.
Yeah.
And I remember I was about to record Juntos, the song that he wrote,
Right.
and I recorded with Manny in Ranchera, and I told Emilio, hey man, I'm gonna record your song though Juntos, but we're doing it in Ranchera. We're gonna start with that one right now. So give me your honest opinion, man. If you don't like
Yeah.
it,
Go up or
just go
down.
like this, up and down, man. And we
Yeah.
started the song, we started singing the song, and he just
Right.
gave me a thumbs up, and I just told him playing around, hey man, you should give me a chance to open up for you.
Right.
And he was like, you want to open up? Yeah. He called his manager, talked to my manager, and we started opening up for Emilio and cut a couple of shows, man. And
Yeah.
that was something because I mean, every show that we did with him, it was jam packed.
Oh yeah.
And I remember, going to the place, and I would tell myself, man, just how does Emilio feel right now? Just thinking that all these people are here for him.
Yeah.
So we would go up on stage. The stage was already full of people. So I mean, that would give me pump me up more.
Oh yeah.
And I remember one time we were playing at the Yellow Rose in Corpus, and there was a big stage up, and you had to go down on stairs, and he was on the steps.
Okay.
And so I had finished my set, and I was going down. And Emilio was there, and he tapped me right here. He goes, "Dale calmado, carnalito. Me estás asustando."
Underneath.
I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, come on, Emilio, man. I'll never forget that, man." And that's how he would call me carnalito
All right.
everywhere. He wouldn't call my name Roel or anything. He was like carnalito all the time.
Oh yeah.
And
That compliment he
before
gave.
before he passed on, man,
Yeah.
I had seen him here in Laredo,
Yeah.
and I talked to him because I wanted to go talk to him because I wanted to record Juntos again in Ranchera with him.
Hmm.
And he said, "Let's do it, carnalito. Just whenever you're ready. Here's my number. Call
Yeah.
me." But
He
he
passed.
he passed on, and man, and I was in San Antonio when he had his funeral there at the Freeman Coliseum, and I didn't want to I didn't want to see him right there, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to remember the way he was, not like
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a real fond memories and a good friend of mine, and yeah, we all miss him, man.
Yeah. I've never told this story to anybody, but I was gone for 20 years out of the talent industry. Back in the 90s, I had the show for about 4 years. Went broke, and then like in the early 2000s, I just quit Tejano. I mean, I got I went to I went to grad school, got married, had a kid, and a bunch of other things in my life. And I got into salsa, merengue, bachata. I was always in Latin music and stuff like that. But I came back like about 3 or 4 years ago, and when I know Emilio passed, and it brought a tear to my eye that I wasn't there uh, to. To celebrate his life.
Yeah,
And the story I'm going to say is that he's been on the show several times back in the '90s. He was always great and stuff like that. I remember one time I was at the Alamo Dome, yeah, at the at the TMA. Is prior. I did a
Oh man, we're gonna get cut off.
well. Okay. Oh man. All right. Well. Okay. Can you hear me? Check check check.
Yeah.
One check. Okay. And so I, they do a rehearsal before. Okay, you can't hear me. All right. Well, I would love to. Uh, okay, can you hear? Check, check, check. All right. I don't know. Let's see. All right.
Sorry
Well,
about
you know
that.
what? Okay,
Go
you're
ahead.
back. Okay, I was gonna play your music video like that. Okay.
But I want to hear your story, man. Come
Okay.
on.
Well, I was at the Alamo Dome, and him and Raulito were practicing or before at the day before the TMA, and then he saw me and he waves at me and he comes down and gives me a hug, and say, "Hey, do you like that? Welcome to San Antonio," because I didn't go to San Antonio that often, and he welcomed me and like that. I felt honored that he recognized me and he came
Exactly.
because he stopped in the middle of his
You know what?
rehearsal.
And
They came
you
down.
you you talking about that? When he had his accident, when he had his accident, and then you know, I don't know how long it took for him to come back, over a year or something like that. And I remember we saw him at La Villita in San Antonio.
Yeah,
It was for the Tejano Awards, some dance after dance or something like that.
yeah.
So me and my wife, we went to go to La Vita, and we were outside. I remember, and I remember Emilio walking in, and I hadn't seen him for quite a while already. And then that was after his accident. So
Hmm.
I said, and a bunch of people started, surrounding him, and he was a lot of people. And I said, no, I'll just wait. I'll just wait till they finish. So I was in the corner, right there in the corner, me and my wife, and I remember Emilio was right in the middle of everybody. I mean,
Hmm.
he was surrounded with a lot of people, and I remember he just glanced like, and he saw me, and he just started moving everybody, boom, 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 and he just started walking toward me.
Yeah,
And he goes, "Hey, carnalito," he grabs me from right here. ¿Cómo estás, carnalito? I miss
yeah,
you. And everybody in the crowd was like, "Who the hell is that? Who the
yeah,
hell is that, man?" So, but yeah, so those are the things that I have real fond memories, man. And no,
yeah,
I'll take it till I see him again, I guess.
yeah. And I do have fond memories of him, and I cherish the time. And whenever I see a video of his, I remember the time. I mean, we didn't have a friendship like you did, but he gave me some time.
Exactly.
Out of his schedule and stuff like that. And he recognized me and stuff like that. Matter of fact, a couple months ago, I was at what was a club? I saw Ralito, and
Raulito.
yeah, it was Janie's. I think it's Janie's place. No,
At
Jaime's place.
Jaime's place. Jaime's
Yeah,
place.
and I got to talk to him a little bit. I showed him some footage of Ralito and Emilio on the show, and he got touched. He said, "Wow, I remember that show," and stuff like that. And so uh, I had a good time.
You got to send me those videos, man.
Well, I put my top 50 shows that I like because I think I told you before the show, I had over 200 episodes. You see all these
Yeah.
videotapes behind
Yeah.
me? That's not even half the stuff I
Well,
have.
I need to get footage of that because I mean, and that's personally for me because I want to have it for my grandkids and stuff like that. So
Of Emilio or for you, the footage I have on you.
the footage of Rodeo with me.
Okay, I will try. You know what? This is a. I told you earlier before this show that I was gonna. You're my last interview, and I'm taking a break
Yes.
like that. And so I'm gonna be off in May and June, and I'm going to Vegas. Are you gonna be at Vegas, Tano?
No, not this year.
Okay.
Hopefully, we can make it next year.
Okay. Well, I'll enjoy. Hopefully, I'll be going to Vegas Town. I'm going this year, but hopefully, I'll be there. In the future
Yeah.
also, and I probably will. I have planned to do that, but uh, I am going to start it Tejano Time again.
Nice.
The show back in the '90s is called Tejano
Yeah.
Time. My channel is called It's Tejano Time.
Tejano
Um,
time.
and I have all this footage that people have never seen, and all these music videos that a lot of people have never seen, or they're not on YouTube and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And then over the past 2 3 years, like if ever, I have a lot of footage. Like I had footage of you,
Mm-hmm.
and so what I'm going to do is start a new It's Tejano Time show, and I'm going to try to digitize because all this needs to be digitized.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say maybe a fourth of all these videos, and the ones I have further in my other studio over there that I have needs to be digitized, and I've got to cut that. But I plan to do have these two shows. I've been saying it for about a year. I said, yeah, yeah, buddy, you're gonna do it like that. Well, this is the time I'm gonna try to get
It's
that
time
going.
to get it out, buddy.
And I'm gonna get Facebook. I'm gonna get a Facebook account for the show, and so everybody else can enjoy it too. But
Exactly.
like that.
Man,
But
you had a lot of footage that it's you should feel proud of yourself, man, to keeping all that stuff, man. Because I
oh
mean,
yeah,
nobody has a lot of stuff like what you have, man.
yeah.
That's
You
it's
know what?
awesome.
At one time, like back in the '90s, I had probably the largest personal collection of Tejano music videos in the world.
Wow.
Because I was at Arista Records, I was Tejano Records,
Hmm.
Capitol, Sony, Manny, Freddie. I had
Yeah.
I on like every month. I went to every record label that was in San Antonio, and I would just because they would give these big tapes. I don't know if you
Yeah.
back in the
Yeah.
day
Hmm.
like that, and I'd have to take because they didn't have them like on CDs anymore. Now
Yeah.
they just email it to you or just like
Yeah.
put you on their mailing list. But I had to take them back to Dallas, get them make a copy, and then I had to send them back like that. So I was there all the time collecting videos, and I remember Little Joe gave me a. I've never shown this footage of Little Joe gave me before because it was a camcorder. He was
Oh
professional
wow.
video. It's not like the Rayito de Luz that you have right here.
Hmm.
Very nice video. And
Thank you.
if we have time, we're in our show, but if we have time, you know what? You'll have to come back again, like that, and I'll show this, and hopefully have more
That's fine.
videos.
I got
But
time anytime you want, man. You just tell me.
anytime you have new music out, a new album, you know what? I remember watching the videos that you're old school, like to make CDs and stuff like that. And how many? I think you're starting to get comfortable with doing the EPs. I think they call
They
like
call
doing it.
EP packs,
I think like do a
and I haven't
single.
done one yet.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think you're getting. I know you want to do the whole thing, but I think nowadays, uh, you do like 4 a year or something like that. Sing it and you match it up with the video and
Yeah,
stuff like that, and that way your name and it is out there all the time,
all the time.
like
So
that.
yeah, yeah, we're thinking about doing that because yeah, nowadays it's you got to be doing that.
Yeah.
So right now, what I'm doing at this time right now, I'm getting songs together.
Right.
There's I've got a couple of them already that are in line, and
Okay.
then so I know I got one from what I want to do on this time around. I want to do probably a CD or an EP pack,
Okay.
but with different artists, collaborations.
Oh,
Ne-
talking about
ne- Never done that, so
okay.
I'm
I think
hopefully
you.
thinking of doing that.
Yeah. I think I heard that you might have your niece Di Marie as a
Yeah.
collab. Is she
Hmm.
going to be your first one?
So we're thinking because we got some artists out there that we have in mind, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, so can't tell you which ones it is, but
Okay.
they're pretty cool, man.
All right.
And
Well.
one of my favorites as well. So hopefully we'll see that soon.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it, and you know what? we have just a couple minutes left, and because I have to put my daughter to bed, she's 10 years
Don't
old.
worry
So,
about it.
all right, so
We still have a lot of stuff to talk about. And we can do
that's
it another
true,
time,
and
man.
it'll give me more reason to have you back. Okay,
Exactly.
but we have a couple of people that are doing a shout out. Alfredo,
Alfredo.
yeah, I said shout out from Conroe. He actually plays with a group called Fijo, Grupo Fijo,
Okay.
and he's a longtime listener. And
Well, salud para Alfredo.
yeah,
Saludos,
and
Alfredo.
then Luis says saludos Roel Martinez. I just see somebody right here. TDK. So-
TDK.
yes, TDK, the Tejano dance kid or king or
There you
I
go.
don't know. I still don't know his real name yet. I met him.
TDK. Yeah.
Yeah, TDK. He'll always be TDK to
Yeah,
us. And
exactly. Saludos to all you folks out there that are joining us. Man, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. I know we're time limited, but like you said, you can have me on another show.
love to have you.
And well, personally, I want to thank you very much for having me here. And you can look me up on Facebook, Roy Martinez Oficial, Instagram, TikTok, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
My music, we're on Spotify, we're on iTunes, and all that digital platforms.
yeah.
Listen, pass the word around. If you like it, give me a thumbs up.
Definitely. And if you want to book Roel,
My
his
number's
phone
there.
number has been streaming all through the show, so you could just jot it, rewind it, and you could book him
And
for the
get the
next gig.
number. Call me whatever you want, man. We can party.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing. I won't disappoint.
Oh no, I thoroughly enjoyed your show at FanFair. Like
Thank
that,
you so much.
uh, but I wish I could have shown the video. But you know what? It's out there. You know what? My friend Lawrence had the music video, I think, on there, and my friend Keith Leal from
Keith Leal
Tejano Podcast.
from Tejano Podcast.
He
Yes.
showed that video. So I'll
And I'm
show him.
supposed to be doing a podcast with him as well. I just saw him. I just saw him this past week on Friday.
Okay, well, tell him hi for me. Okay,
I sure
I've
will.
never actually met him live, but
Real
I
nice guy.
I watch his video, all his show. All the time. Matter of fact, I think I saw it yesterday. Yeah.
I'm glad you're back, man, and doing what you want to do with all those videos
Well,
that you have, man. And
well,
hopefully we can see them real soon. I
I'm not going to
personally want to
promise it
thank
real
you.
soon, but the summer
Yeah,
definitely. Okay.
but personally, I want to thank you for everything you've done for our Tejano music, man. If it
Thank-
was people like you, nobody would hear our music, man.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, and I enjoy the genre, and I want my daughter to enjoy this music,
Awesome.
and I try to play it all the time. Every time I put a Selena song there, say, you know who that is? Selena. I said, how do you
Selena.
know? I said, how do you know? Because you always ask me with Selena's on. It's all right. You're right. Okay. You're
Yeah,
gonna
there
help.
you go.
You're gonna help me. Okay. And if you go to his Facebook, now what's the official? It's a
Roel Martinez music.
music. Okay, I just
Yes.
because I've been catfished before.
It's,
I've gone
it's
to uh, Jennifer Pena. I thought I was chatting with Jennifer Pena one time, and then I found out it was a fan like
oh
that.
my god.
But this person was acting like it was Jennifer, and
Oh
so
wow.
yeah, so I have to worry about that to make sure I'm
Yeah.
not getting
No,
catfished by a fan page.
it's Roel Martinez music on
Right.
Facebook and Instagram and all that.
Right, and on your Facebook, you have a link to your link tree where it gives access to all of those
Yes.
like that. Okay, so you're gonna help me close the show. Let's see if you can
Of
follow
course.
this. I'm your host Oraldo for It's Tejano Time,
This is Roel Martinez. Thank you very much for having me.
and you're listening and watching Tejano Talk. All
And
right,
you're watching Tejano Talk.
thank you. Okay,
Thank you, man.
all right. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. All right,
Likewise, brother. Take
okay.
care, buddy.
Thanks and broadcast.